1, 2, 2, 2, 2. What's up, Lebo Morolo?
Pisang Oblo, Maiki way.
Rollo. Rose. What's up, Rose?
Kono munye begang shango roll on rolling down 700 times. RD 700.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Mr. Rolling
700 times.
RD rolling down 700 times. Hey, how are you, my brother?
Hey man, I'm good. How are you guys?
Hey man, I
well,
think
man.
We're kicking. We're alive. We're happy.
How's the week been?
Man, must I go through the whole week?
No, not really.
It's content.
No, the week was great. So far, so good, man. So far, so good. Yeah.
No, man. I think let's just hit the ground running. So I think I know you for a bit now, but before maybe naming enlarge, we go to Sazane Ganjani in to the people who don't know who Lebo Morolo is, how would you introduce yourself to them?
So Lebo Morolo, a husband, a father, a musician, a musician, sound designer, music producer, music director. Yeah, so that's in a nutshell whom Lebo Morolo is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's talk about your childhood. How were you as a child? Going to a ninja?
Sure. I don't think being cool.
You don't think? So?
You don't think?
But I was a bit of a laid back young boy. I was more of a church-orientated young boy, you know. I think.
You're a PK.
You're saying?
Are you a PK?
Too much. When I was born, I was fully in church, bro. I remember at some point, I wished to miss a church service.
It was your prayer item. Item.
Yeah, that level. So, bruh,
and you've never
just to
church.
Take a break. Yeah, and you know why I'm saying that is because there was a program that I had wanted to watch. I think it was gospel gold or what? I think so. Because it's a musical program, so I could never watch it because it's playing on Sunday morning. But at that time it's playing, I have to be at church all the time, you know. And
I had the same problem.
I grew up. Yeah, I grew up as that guy, man. To say, hey, can I just miss one service so that I can see how a Sunday looks like and feels like?
Yeah, when you're not at
without
church.
being at church. Yeah.
You know but hey, now maybe to just get an even fuller view. What's your family setup like, Ekaya, when you were a kid? So your father is a pastor, your mother Mamfundisi, and then when ninga kigina bantuana, like how, just paint that picture for us.
So now, yes. So how what happened was I have an older brother who's about 13 years older than me.
Wow.
So by the time Sing Kaluklanipa, he was already out of the house.
Okay.
There was a varsity, you know, so then in magazekaya during holidays and stuff like that. So basically now in the house, it was just the three of us most of the time. Now, my father and my mother, you know, and our lives, man, was like what I said, man. It was about church. I mean, Sunday was church. Monday, I remember Mondays were my days to share the word of God.
Oh, okay.
Tuesday, it's.
Oh, you also had a slot.
Yeah, no, I had a slot, my brother.
Let's go prayer meetings.
Tuesdays, it's my mother, right? Wednesday, he home said.
Okay. Mfundis.
Yeah. Thursday is my father. And then Fridays, he open discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, he open discussion. No. Fellas, you three, we just the three of us. Just yeah. So Saturday, yeah, obviously then Saturday it's more music, it's more worship vibes, you know.
Okay.
We sing as many songs as we can and get into worship. Yeah. And then Sundays after church, there was always church members in the house after church.
Yo,
we singing, preaching, like, so that was like my 7 days, you know.
Yeah, I know. Bongena chance, bongena mbobo straight. Batting a check and I'm yabonu tai. I'm bobo like punyugegi. Things stand valid. It's church every day. I know champion.
Yeah, so imagine on Monday I get to school. Everyone is talking about their weekend. With all this research. Yeah, Mina, I'm sitting there thinking, yo, these guys had a great weekend. Mina, I only have one thing to say every Monday. Lebo no likai. But Lebo no likai. I know.
No.
There's no value in all these other things.
Hey.
Timer.
During
I think we've got a line thing with Leroy that is delayed.
This was happening.
But it's cool. Lee, are you back? Not quite.
Oh, prayer.
Wait. Okay, I'm gonna pause now.
Yeah.
Manjalebo, this happened, everything, this was prayer meetings. I'm on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The home cell Thursday.
Wednesday.
Home cell was on Wednesday.
Thursday, Ubaba 40. Yeah, we unpack a Friday.
Ubaba 40.
Yeah. Friday, ngiphethe mina nje calendar yakho ngizwe yonke le calendar. Ngose ngistadishile ngabona ukuthi akunala ngiyakhona. Ngila mina. Yeah. For the rest of my life.
Yeah, so it was
a plan, but to play.
Yeah, no, church was the life, man. Church was the life.
Are you doing the same thing for your kids?
Yeah. So what we are doing with my wife is that I think what I've learned obviously over the years was to have the gospel of salvation as the foundation of our home. You know.
Yeah.
Every family has to stand on something, you know.
Sure.
I mean, right now my son reminds me, like, every time I take him to bed, it's like, yeah, no, okay, so now we can pray now, eh?
Hey, pray for me.
Let's do.
Yeah, you know, it's like pray. And sometimes when he's not feeling well, if he's coughing a bit, it's like, hey, Papa, can you pray for me?
Yes.
You know, because now it's now embedded, you know, he knows
it's in him.
With prayer he'll be fine, you know. And those are some of the foundations that we're just laying into the family, you know.
So
this was going to be my first question.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's what's going to be my first question, but he's touched on it a little bit because I was going to ask him if, as a family man, how did that step take place? Like, how do you find it as being a family man?
Man, look, it's for me, one of the best decisions I've ever made was to become a husband.
Yeah.
You know, was for me to get together a wife. Yeah, and sometimes I would look at my life and try to think, yo, how would my life be if I had not made this decision? Because right now my life makes so much sense because of the union that I have and the family that I have, you know. So I appreciate being in this space every day, you know.
Okay.
No, man, he's
broke.
Akuzwanga lapho khathini.
Angabu broke lo mjito ngoba kashadile.
Oh yeah, ngabu broke. Yeah, ngabe yonke imali iphelela kuma gadgets the whole time.
Yeah, bro.
Ama gadgets sekungena i-keyboard uthengiwe sekungena. Okay, right. So let's go. I wanna ask about okay, we'll talk a little bit more about your earlier life, and then we will come to the your professional life right now. But in your earlier times, when are you now introduced to the keyboard? Is it right at church? Is this where you are now introduced to the board? And are you playing with other people there? And do you still remember the first time you actually, played and people sang, or that whole setup?
All right, let me take you through to a memory that I still have, and I think there's so many things that I had forgotten, obviously, as I grew older, especially in the ages Sabuma 4 or 5. There isn't a lot that I can remember that much. But there's one incident. I was 5 and I was walking around with my father, Pretoria, somewhere in Pretoria Central, and we passed a music shop. And I forced my father to go into the music shop with me because I was just interested in what I was seeing on the displays. Like I was seeing keyboards, drums, guitars. And I forced him, and he's like, no, let's go. And I started crying right there. He allowed me. We went in there. We went in that shop. I touched all the instruments. And that day, man, was a big day for me. It was like a big event for me, But that was it. And that was the only time during those years. And from there, as I think 3 years later, one of the stories that my parents tell me is that actually before the age of 5, because of where my mother used to work, there was a grand piano.
Okay.
And I used to love that. I used to love that grand piano. Okay. In fact, let me jump now into where I am now. So the same grand piano that I used to love at that age of 3 is the same upright grand piano that I have at home.
So yes.
Yeah. So years later.
Oh, you went and bought it. You found it.
No, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
But it was given to me by Lebel vela my bosses were old lady.
Okay, because Baba knew to Tandy piano.
Yeah, because at the time they gave me, I was already now clear with what I wanted to do. Yeah. Not even seasoned, but it was already clear of the path that I wanted to take. So yeah, let me go back now. Yeah, so obviously from that, from age of 5, the music thing, because I was still a small boy. So the memory that I remember is that I just told you. And then at church, there was another brother who was playing keyboard. Obviously, that season Yama keyboards, by the time it came in when I was probably 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Because obviously the whole time we were hitting a cappella, hands, sing, And now, then eventually, they buy a keyboard, a Casio, and that Casio actually it was bought by my father. And he was just buying it for the ministry, and then he bought a mixer, a musician mixer, and that's in a carpet nyana. All those ones.
The K one.
Yeah. And so obviously now all those those instruments, they are all after church. We take them to the house. Yeah, man. So he wanted to practice for himself as well so that he can know how to play. And then this brother of mine, Daniel Apani, could come to the house to play as well, especially on Sundays after church when everyone is in the house worshiping, all that. He's playing there, But I'm always there on the side checking out, like, hey, what's happening?
Yeah.
Every time you connect the keyboard, I'm here.
Yeah. You wanna see?
Yeah. But I didn't even attempt to play then. And then we went to a wedding somewhere in Siabuso. Somewhere in Siabuso. And in that wedding, there was a gentleman playing like an organ, this organ vibe with with some ladies singing there. Good music, bro. Good music. And the whole wedding, I was sitting next to him. And when we had to cry, when we had to leave, I started crying there. Like, no, this man is touching my heart. And also the crying, it was influenced by the fact that I can't believe this guy is playing this thing and it's touching my heart. Yeah. And now we have to leave. Now I'm crying. I'm crying that we're leaving now. Now I'll no longer see this man.
How old are you at this stage?
I was 9.
Oh, that's dope, man.
I was 9, and that was Derek Nzimande.
Serious?
Yeah, that was
Surprise is dead.
Yeah, surprise dead.
Yo, no, that's dope, man.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, and after that wedding, I said to myself, I have this thing. So I have a keyboard at home. I'm gonna start practicing and paying attention to what my brother Daniel Apan is doing every time he plays, But now the problem was at home they didn't want me to play it.
Hey son, so what was you pull? Because you're a kid.
Yeah, but it's not a toy. So
yeah.
So every time they would pack it in a box, put it under a wardrobe, place it. Yeah. So, but now, man, I became a bit disobedient, man. The passion now started to kill me, man. And when they were at work, because they would travel to Pretoria for work every day, come back with the bus. I know they arrive around 6, so I get back from school from around 2, 3. So I have a good 2 to 3 hours to practice, mess around.
Yeah, and put it back where they got it, where you got it.
I would connect
very nicely.
I would connect it, attempt everything that I've seen my brother Daniel was doing. Check it, check. And then when it is around past 5, and then I put it in the box. If the box was a little bit open, I would set it up nicely the way it was. If it was sideways, I would put it sideways exactly how they left it. But that caught up with me later on. Now at the time I was 10. I remember the day very well. That so. Same vibe, Sunday afternoon. Worship, and then they take a break. Now everyone is in the kitchen making food. This guy leaves the keyboard there. The keyboard, I'm thinking, hey, let me just play while they are all eating.
Yeah.
But now, what I'm playing now, is the right things, man.
Yeah.
It's everything that I had been practicing all this time.
For the past year.
Yeah, for the past year. So now everyone, so they are surprised that who's playing? If Daniel
is also eating,
who's playing? No, bro. And then they all came in like, oh, what's happening? When did you learn this? Now it's a big thing.
Yeah. So now you have to say no. Every day when I come back from school.
Yeah. So I had to obviously now because of the excitement. Everyone now, they're just sitting there watching me play. And even if I'm trying to stop, I'm like, okay, I'm done. But no, play some more. Play whatever.
So at least it's a license. Now, so it's only license.
Yeah, but then obviously I had to come clean though.
Yeah.
Later on, after everyone has left, my parents are like, so when did you learn all of this?
Hey, son.
There we go.
I am like, I I was still in the keyboard when you were at work. When I decided to practice.
Wow.
So you didn't get into trouble.
Empowering yourself.
No, but they were happy. They were happy. They obviously they were like, we were not happy with the fact that you didn't listen to us.
But now, opportunity.
But what you did now, we can hear what you were doing, and this is amazing. And from that day, my father was like, you know what, you are free to use the keyboard, you know. And then 2 weeks later, Brother Daniel came and said to me, you know what, I would be very happy if I can teach you everything that I know, so that you can continue. And I think I'll be more at peace. So I will teach you everything I know. From there, you can take over.
Nice. No, that's amazing.
And he did.
Oh, so that he wouldn't come back.
Well, not that he wouldn't come back, but he was feeling like that's his greatest purpose as far as music is concerned.
Transfer knowledge.
Transfer knowledge. And to me, because he felt fulfilled when he realized the passion that I had, and it's like, this is what I need. This is why I'm playing keyboard. All these years I was playing keyboard to put together the knowledge to transfer to you.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
And he did exactly that. And man, this guy, man, the sacrifices he made over the years to get me through into becoming the musician that I am today, bro. It's amazing, man. It's amazing.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh,
have you ever met
now,
Zimande after that?
No, I've never met him again.
Serious?
Never. Yeah, never met him. Even
so
now.
He doesn't know the impact you did?
No, I've only told surprise.
I know, but it's a dope story, man. I can't see on the story.
Is.
Yeah.
I can't see on the story. Inspiration there was a question on Facebook, ne?
Man.
There was a question on Facebook from Mutlantla Kabini. He says, how was the experience with Tshwane Gospel Choir, and what have you learned during that season?
Sure. Tshwane Gospel Choir was one of the milestones for me in my career as a musician, a keyboard player, an arranger, you know. Because at the time, look, I had not before Tshwane Gospel Choir, I had not been in any big DVD. In fact, there was a DVD that I did. The first DVD that I had done was I did it with a guy called Jean Marais, African guy. Yeah, that was my first DVD, and then Tshwane Gospel Choir was my second DVD, right? But now there I was more involved because the first DVD that I did, I was just playing keyboards. They just get there, give us the music, practice, and then that's it. Now with Tshwane Gospel Choir, I was more involved with the guys from putting together the songs, rearranging the songs, arranging the songs, the compositional part of it, you know. I remember one of the first composition that I registered in terms of the gospel genre was a song called In Control, which I had done with Colin Damans, you know. And for me, I was like, hey, this is a big deal, you know. So this is introducing me into a whole different vibe, you know.
Sure.
And also having the courage, because now having the courage to do something different, because the kind of gospel we were coming in with at the time was a bit different, you know, was a bit different. As much as there was a bit of that traditional element, but it was not your usual traditional that you hear on a radio every day, you know.
Sure.
Because also remember there was Joy Celebration, which was big at the time. We wouldn't try and do whatever they were doing. So we had to come up with a whole different vibe. And man, the creativity that went behind the scenes working with those guys, I mean, It was my first DVD with Peter Jamba, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Peter Jamba, yeah, Rixie. I'm mentioning Peter Jamba because I've done so many projects with
Afterwards.
him. Yeah, afterwards. So every time we would have these conversations, we'd always go back into that particular DVD we did with Tshwane Gospel Choir because that was our first project together, you know. And nice. I think what's interesting was that I met Peter just after he matriculated.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, like years ago. Yeah, but that's a story that's a story for another day.
All right, Genali.
Let's talk about the people that you've worked with.
Pardon?
Let's talk about the people that you've worked with today. Because some of the people don't know that you've worked with so many people.
Yo.
Like can you name them a bit? Name dropping, namhlanje. Name dropping.
Yo, bruh. Yo.
It's gonna take an hour.
Yo, bruh, like episode. But it's not a lot. I haven't really worked with a lot of people. I think maybe that the particular people that I've worked with obviously they have made a huge impact in the music industry as well. I mean, but the one person that I would start mentioning is Shota. Shota Ngobi Mdabe, who's the one guy that actually taught me music production and music business, you know. And I think that's one guy people are not aware of in terms of the impact that he has in my life and the influence and where do I get all this knowledge. It was that guy, man, simply. And he's one of the guys that had he was committed to making sure that I learn. And when I met him, he reminded me of
older brother.
Apan, yes. The same thing. Because even when I met Shota, that guy would give me information without me asking. You know,
that's dope.
He would say to me, "Look, man, I have a session in my house. Please come through after school." By the way, he used to teach me at Okrim. He used to be my teacher. So, and we also realized we were staying in the same street in Sunnyside.
Okay.
So now, so it's just a block away. I would just walk to him, and then I get there. There's all these big names at his flat, and he's making all this. Yeah, man. I mean, by the time your El Vovo Tirango came in, or your Zex Fantwini came in, I was in that space. You know, I could see all these people walking in, and I'm just a guy sitting there learning. You know, and bro, basically that's where the whole music production for me started. You know, and obviously then getting to know that people like Theo Kosim, where we would make music, we would call people like Theo to come and write, and then we take that music to a particular artist, you know, and all that stuff, you know. And then obviously then we were doing a lot of house music at the time. Yeah, a lot of house music at the time. Yeah, a lot of house music. So as much as I was a church boy, but my production started with house music.
So
they vote.
So also maybe just for clarity, when do you now start playing professionally? And your move to Johannesburg, to Pretoria, was it because of school, or was there a gig maybe that was bringing you? How do you now get into the professional scene? Is it through Shota, or already you had started to do other things?
Yeah, so my move to Pretoria was school. Obviously, it was clear that I wanted to be a music producer, a musician, and all of that. So I enrolled to study music. So came in the site, started my classes. Oh, by the way, the first month of school, music school, the first month, I remember going to my father and saying to him, "Hey, I think I made a mistake. This won't work for me." Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Why?
So this is because I met Zaga. You know Zaga.
Oh, Kuti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met Zaga. I met Tseho Fatsodi Dibeng. Tseho Fatsodi Dibeng at the time. Yeah, he worked a lot. Lebo Simpiwe Dana at the time. Bro, the things that were playing, those guys, man. Hey, bro. Yeah, no, the things they were playing, I couldn't believe. I was in shock because remember where I was coming from.
Yeah.
I was at the time now the only keyboard player in my class.
Yeah.
Because remember,
so you couldn't measure.
Yeah, my brother gave me all the information and then stopped playing.
Yeah, and then now you're the only one.
My brother, now I'm thinking I'm the Lionel Messi, bro. Killing it, bro. I'm killing it, man. Hey, but then when I got there, I'm like, I thought I was the one. What's happening? These guys are playing. Yeah, but then because the challenge now is that I didn't think I could ever be able to play those things. Because now I'm calculating the years I've spent playing, and I've only been playing the same things.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and I was only playing the one key, but also it's because what I was exposed to, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, literally in the house there was few cassettes that were Daring Zimande, and that was it. And that was the only vibe I could play. You know. And I would force myself when I was in high school to try and listen to radio, but there was never enough time for me to listen to radio because when I listen to radio, they're playing pop, and my parents are like, "Ay, this music." Yeah, I was not even allowed to listen to that type of music, you know. So it became tricky for me.
Bruh.
So yeah, it was tough. But then obviously, I remember my father saying to me, "Hey, but don't you think the same God that brought you to this level of musical knowledge and help you understand your passion, can this same God and the same level of commitment you had over the years, can it put you to a little bit closer to what you are trying to achieve?"
Yes.
Yeah, without you thinking of the guys you met at school.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, because you don't know their game.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, give it a try. I believe in you. So go do it. We've already registered, so keep going.
Your dad is a wise man.
And I was encouraged from there. And obviously then I remember I put in a goal for the year, my first year, that okay, before this year ends, I must be able to at least play 12 keys. You know? Okay. Yeah. So
and it happened.
Yeah, it happened within 8 months.
Okay.
So yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, but obviously then it's sleepless nights, man. Like I would practice from 10 to 3:30 in the morning.
Still have to wake up and go to school.
Yeah, and then I would just sleep. My classes used to start after 9. Then obviously then sleep 8ish, get ready. From 9 hits scale, you know. And then from there, obviously then people start recognizing the gift, you know. But then Shota, obviously, as I was mentioning, he was the first person to say, "Hey man, come to the studio, you know, come to the studio."
Yeah.
So now I start
Play some tracks.
Yeah, so now I start just being the guy who just gets there, plays 2 chords, you know.
No, that's nice.
Leave it there. Yeah. And remember, at the time, I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing as well. I'm just listening to him say, "No, play C minor. You remember C minor from the class?"
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, minor. Yeah, don't play it like that. Do a step. I'm like, okay, sharp.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Eric, choose a sound. No, don't choose piano. No piano on this music.
Yeah.
Wow. No, here's a synth. Here's a synthesizer. Play. And I'm thinking,
yo.
Now then, one starts doing like, you know, these jazz gigs now.
Yeah.
3-piece nyana. Obviously,
then
yeah.
That's the vibe.
Yeah. And then people start recognizing that, oh, this guy has something. This guy has something, And then from there, hey, someone starts calling, hey, Mr. Muralo, there's this gig, Mama was supposed to do it, but it's not available. Can you hold it?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I can try, and I would go, and obviously then that's how everything started now. You get one call, the next. By the time you hit the 10th call, it's a big gig.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, maybe before I ask my question, okay, let me just quickly ask this small question because it's on top of this one. Do you remember though the first gig, the one gig that set everything up for you?
Sure.
Where when you played that gig, everybody was like, "Hey guys, Lebo."
Not really. I can't really remember, man. I can't really remember.
You just found yourself there.
Yeah, and also the other thing about me and gigs was it wasn't a big deal for me. Gigs were not a big deal for me.
Okay.
So I wasn't paying much attention.
Yeah.
When everything was happening, I wasn't paying much attention because I wanted to be a music producer.
Okay.
From get-go.
Yeah, so okay. I knew, because by the age of 13, 14, I already knew that I want to be a music producer.
Okay.
So gigs were not like this is it, But me being in the studio was everything to me,
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was like a very important thing for me. So whether I'm playing or I'm just sitting in the studio watching people work, that was the best thing. Yeah, I'm happy, So even when the so-called big gigs came, I wasn't really paying that much attention, really. It was like, oh, okay, but maybe this is gonna get me closer to becoming a music producer, Because now I was just using gigs. I was now using gigs to learn. I'm an artist, how they work, I'm like, oh, okay, let me get on stage and hit this, It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still part of the learning process. No jumping.
Yeah.
So being known as a synth go-to guy, how did that go about? And did you get more work being known as a synth guy, or do you prefer being a pianist or a producer?
Yeah, well, look, obviously I will say it. Firstly, being a producer is a big deal for me, and secondly, being a keyboard player is a big thing. Piano, hey, I have mixed feelings about piano, man. And I think I keep trying to think of the particular people that kind of like didn't like the way I played keyboards. In the beginning, there were gigs I would do playing keyboards, and I wouldn't do well. It was horrible. I mean, also I remember doing a studio session, and the engineer was telling me how I must play a particular sound.
Wow.
This sound you can't be playing it like that, because at the time, like I would choose a patch, maybe an organ or a string, and I would want to play it like I'm playing piano,
Oh,
it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, because I didn't understand those dynamics,
You're playing piano like you're playing organ.
Yeah, playing
organ like you're playing piano.
Playing piano chords on the organ.
Yes. It's that thing that guy didn't like. Who's that guy?
Roll.
Yeah. I mean, he hates that thing. Unenhlanhla kakuzwanga. Unenhlanhla. Ukuthi azange akubone.
Wayezomlanda.
At the time, he was going to be on my case. He was going to be on my case.
Wayezomlanda.
Yeah.
Locally, kuma young cats. Locally, kuma young cats. Who do you think is coming up, and did he impact in the music scene? Pianists, keyboard players.
Let me finish the first question. Right? Let me finish. the first question, because it's important that people are aware of that transition, because now, obviously, after having experienced a situation whereby I'm in a studio session or I'm in a rehearsal, you know, when at some point I was also in a rehearsal playing keyboards, and I'm a vocalist. Vocalists have they talk. And vocalists are like, hi man. They're like, hi man. Ish, look, Puti man. Ish, I'm a keyboards. Puti, is there another song you can use for this song? You know, and I'm sitting there and thinking, but this sound is nice. They're like, no, it's not the one. And they start hitting that thing already. Maybe let's call. And they used to hit that vibe a lot during those times, you know. And you so small, bro. Like I'm thinking, lefatse parwa again, you know.
Bruh.
But then I made a commitment at the time. I remember there was a musica at Sunny Park. And I asked my father that, hey, can you please give me at least $300? I want to buy a collection of music, you know, because now I started asking people of artists that were, or albums that were more synthesizers and keyboards, you know. Then obviously I was introduced to George Duke, your Heavy Hancock, your Chick Corea, you know. Although I was studying about them, but now I noticed there was a side of them which was more electronic, you know. Then I started putting more focus on that. And also I think the process of working with Shota, because I mean, when I would do sessions, he would just say it straight, don't play piano. Just play these 3 notes, just do this. And the impact those little elements would make in the music, I would be so amazed by that. And so I started checking your George Duke and stuff, and then paying attention to any other sound except piano. Yeah. What impact it makes, you know. So now, next gigs, I'm ready. Next gigs, I'm ready. I'm checking spots. I'm checking spots and I'm paying attention. When the piano plays, is playing, or if I'm getting a song to work on, there's things that I would hear a piano player doing, and I would decide this thing is a big thing. So I would highlight those things, you know. I start highlighting those things. And those things become like hooks of the song, or what identifies the song. You know? And then from there, everything started from there, you know. Up until obviously I started getting more gospel gigs when I met Tabete, you know. And then Koli was like, hey, Koli was a preacher, man. He was an evangelist that time. That guy went around telling everyone.
He spread the gospel.
There's this guy in Victoria. There's this guy. You must hear him. You must hear him. And then obviously everyone started now checking, you know. Whenever everyone hears there's Lebo Morolo somewhere playing, people would come they want to listen, and they would hear, hi man, there's something here, you know. So the whole keyboards thing, that's how it started, you know. And to a point whereby I don't enjoy playing piano really. I would play because maybe I can, but young Bora, bro, like I get because now I'm playing piano, I'm stuck with this one sound the whole day.
And there's no one to color for you.
So put colors. So that's how the whole thing keyboards came in, you know.
Okay,
now,
cool.
Moving
to the second question. Moving to the other question.
To the other question. Sure. Each lento keyboards. There was if I wouldn't do a gig, right, or I wouldn't be available for a gig, there's a Magic Hands would be an option. Could be the one person that I'll jump for to say, or maybe if I'm doing a gig and I'm forced to play piano, I would rather have Magic Hands come and do keyboards,
highlighting,
and do all of that, because I always loved how he hears music and interprets music, you know. And I'm like, oh, this boy is amazing, man. So he was the one keyboard player that I would always think, you know, this guy is gonna do great things, and he did great things over the years.
Sure.
Big shout out to him.
I remember. Yeah, I mean, I remember we once played a prank on him on one of the Joyous gigs, because also we believed in him so much, and we said to him, hey bro, this gig Siangoba won't be able to do it. Or it was during a break. Said, hey, Siangoba so he's not gonna be able to continue with the set. So you're gonna have to do it.
So
Siangoba had to hide.
Yeah.
And this was all with agreement level number.
Yeah.
He was sweating. He was sweating, man. He was sweating. And on the side, as much as I'm the culprit who came up with the whole idea, but I keep saying to him, Mpano, you know you can do it, man. I believe in you. But at the time, I was very serious, because I was saying to him, don't be nervous, man. If this opportunity can come to you, you need to take it with full force. Full force. And when we went on stage, Baba Shona Corner, go to the piano. He says, but Lebo, you've been here for long. You know the music very well. I'm like, no, I'm here to play keyboards, because if I don't play keyboards, who's going to play keyboards? He says, no, I will play. I go, no, you are good with piano as well, so go and play piano.
But it was a beautiful thing you did for him.
And from there, obviously, helping him to gain that confidence to a point whereby he became a music director for Joyous.
Imagine.
Big, big, because it's all in the head.
Yeah.
It's all in the head.
And he's nice, man, that boy. He's nice, man. He's nice,
So maybe I'll ask, I've got 3 more questions. How many questions do you have there? Oh, did you prep the game? Okay, cool. Let me just ask that one question before the game. And then basically that's it. Okay.
And then we can let you go produce.
Yeah. Go do what you love. Okay, so do you think that the industry is doing enough to embrace new concepts? Or do you feel like we are maybe being kind of all pushed to plus minus whatever that's there, tried and tested, or, you know?
Look, if there's one thing that I've noticed over the years is that the concepts are there, but the confidence is not there. You know, abantu bayasaba, bro. Like people are just scared. Like I've experienced it as well for myself as an individual. There's things that I think of, there's things that I've written down that I had wanted to do, but I would be so scared because where the industry is, there's always a particular expectation, you know, and as a result, majority of everyone in the industry, they would always want to do things based on what everyone expects. Right? But now I believe in the thing of like let's cross borders musically and
out the box.
Like
your album.
Yes. You see how my album came about. I mean, I have a lot of material that I could release, you know, but all those years I was scared. I was not sure how I would do it. And now I was like, you know what? Let me give people the other box, because I need to. All these times, people were boxing me in the like, hey, when you play gospel, they're like, gospel dead. When you play in the house music industry, the ones that know me that side, they had boxed me in that corner to say, umjita way to a house, you know, and so I was like, I know, let me just come out, you know, and then break that fear, you know. Obviously, then it will open other things. If you hear my other single, it's more of R&B soulish, you know, where I featured Bunny. It's a whole different genre, you know. When you listen to The Only True God, it's a different genre from the one where I featured Bunny, you know. And I can't sing to save my life, but I attempted to say, you know what?
It was beautiful.
Just do what I let me just do it. You know, 'cause this is what I want to do, and I'm just gonna do it without thinking of who's gonna say what and whatsoever. And I think if we are able to be in a mindset whereby we're not worried of people's opinions, and I think that's where our strength will be as an industry. You know,
I know.
Because we'll be able to just open doors that we feel people have been looking every time we're trying to go by. You know,
living without fear.
Cool. Yeah, out the box.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so Gulo, 3 minutes or so, we'll just ask you a few questions. It's a one must go kind of vibe. So also when you say over no panela ham.
Yo, guys.
That's she.
Why are you doing this thing? Hey. Okay, no.
It's okay. We want to see.
Let's try it.
Okay, let's go. So, okay, Scarling a keyboard player. Okay, Herbie Hancock or George Duke?
So I must tell you the one who must go.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yo.
Usala no bad. You tell us the one that must go.
This guy. But this guy, do you know what this guy? Heavy.
Heavy must go.
Yeah.
Is it too electric for you?
Not that obviously he loves, but
you love George.
I think not, but I felt George was speaking to me. What he was doing.
Okay.
I felt he's speaking directly to me, and
okay.
Heavy, yes, but George Duke.
Standard.
Okay. Judith Sepuma Zama Jobi.
Zama.
Must go.
Zama must go.
Yeah, Zama must go.
Zama must go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surprise. Mande or Zadok.
No.
It's a hard one. You want to go under the keyboard?
No way. No. Don't do that. No, don't do that. No,
come on.
No. Bro, do you know, hey, man, you know, these 2 points, bro. These 2 points, bro. No, these guys are onto something, man. And you see, currently they are my favorite producers.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Zadie, man. Zadok, man. Surprise is my boy, man. I know you can't go, man.
No, you must choose one.
Go. Okay.
No, come on. You must choose one.
I refuse to choose.
I sent him a waste. Call it a better. Who chose it?
I know you're making things worse. I know. You're making things worse.
No, but the problem is that it's already allowed you to refuse to choose. So now you are going to refuse again. You see, it's a problem.
It's a problem.
Okay, let me go back.
To the latter one. Go back.
Let me go back to Zadie and Surprise. Okay. Zadie.
Zadok must go.
Yeah. But the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel I had not experienced him that much. Like I know him, I've experienced only a little bit, and but already that little bit that I know of him, it's mind blowing, you know. Whereas with Surprise, I've known Surprise from when he came in and to now, and if you can sit with Surprise and hear his level, it's nothing that we hear, even what he's posting or the stuff he's posting. It's like it's giving us 20%, bro. Like it's like that boy is
I'm with you. Okay. The last one.
Shout out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good see. Last one.
That one I can't hear. I can't hear you. You guys are cutting.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
We can't
see now. I can hear. Now you're laughing, I can hear you.
So when we ask the other question, you can't hear. It just keeps cutting.
Yeah, no.
No, let's move. I don't anticipate
producing. Last one. Producing or being empty as a pianist.
He's already said this one.
Producing.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already said it. He gave us a nice breakdown. He said number one, producing, 2 empty, 3 keyboards, then
nice
piano.
breakdown.
Then piano. Right. So
piano is the last thing. It's when they say, it's when they say Joseph is not available. Then
then okay. Let me.
Then I'm like, okay, sure.
Let's do it. Right.
Yeah.
So, what experience gave you your most valuable lesson as a musician?
Sure. Always be ready. Always be ready. I'm saying this because there was a time I think I was out on lunch, or was it movies? I think it was movies with my wife, who was then still my girlfriend. And Shota called me. Shota calls me. It's like, "Hey, Lebo, where are you?" Like, I'm here. I can't remember. I was at the movies or something. My wife remembers everything very well. So, but then when Shota calls, it's like, "Can you do a quick session for me? There's someone that needs help, and I'm caught up. I can't do it." I'm like, I can help out. Yeah, but can you do it at your place, wherever you? Can you do the session at your place? I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." I'm like, "Who is it?" It's like, Tira. Tira is gonna call you. He's gonna come to your place. No, bro. I'm like,
the lunch was cancelled.
Yeah, no, no, it was cancelled. Yeah,
with immediate effect. Yeah,
bro. And then I went to my house. I got a call from Tira. Tira's like, "Hey, I'm in Joburg. I'm with he was with Juicy."
Yeah.
He was with Juicy. I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm here in Gezina." At the time, I was still staying in Gezina. I had just moved to Gezina. Bro, I don't even have couches, bro, at the time.
Yeah.
I don't even have couches. And these guys are coming to my house, bro. Yeah, so Tira drove to my house and he's like, "Hey, man, Shota said you can hook me up." I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So again, I will lift, boom, get to my place. There's nowhere to sit.
Yeah, they must stand.
Yeah, there was like there was like one small chair, of which I had to sit on it because I was busy.
We are produced. Yeah.
So they came in with a track. They came in with a couple of songs and they're like, "Hey, these songs are missing something, man. Can you just make them, big or something? Just do whatever.
Yeah.
Do what Shota said you're good at, do edits, wherever, do whatever." And I'm shaking at the time because I know this guy is a hit maker, I know this guy is a hit maker, so I can't mess up this opportunity. Hey, but then something happened. By the way, during that session. No, what happened was that our communication, man.
Okay.
Communication. Tira is asking me to identify the pitch.
Okay.
But no. Before but what's the pitch here? Because you need to set it up with the pitch. I'm like, no, the pitch is C sharp because the key of the song is C sharp. Because now he's talking about the pitch songs. I'm correct. So that means he's talking about the key. Pitch key. I'm like, okay, sharp. Song. I think that went on for 30 minutes.
Good to see.
We were not on the same. Yeah, only to find out.
Not on the same page.
Only to find out. Yeah, only to find out the whole time, and I only realized that Sega Hambile once he was gone because we ended up saying, they are rushing for a gig because I think it was a Friday, so they were rushing to a gig somewhere in Senton. So I was like, okay, sharp, no, go hit the gig. I will send you the stuff when I'm done. It's like, cool. So you'll spend the weekend working on the stuff. Monday, you can send me what you've done. I'm like, cool, sharp. Anyway, give me your account in the meantime. I'm like, sure, account number. Bah. Now I'm sitting there alone thinking, Peach, what is Peach? I call short. I'm like, hey, short. I mean, hey, there was a bit of a breakdown.
Back and forth.
Even now, I want to work, continue working, but I'm disturbed. This guy, by the time he left, we didn't agree with this pitch thing, you know. Yeah. Only then Short is like, no, man, this guy Pella is a DJ. So on the CDJ, there's a fader which is written pitch and tempo. Yeah, but so that fader is used to change the pitch or the tempo. Yeah, but tempo of the song. So the whole time he's talking about tempo.
Yeah. So the whole time we couldn't get tempo.
Yeah, I couldn't get tempo. Just so that when we record, the track that he has is aligned with the tempo logic. Yeah, but
oh yeah.
Yeah, now I'm calling him. I'm like, bro, I'm sorry about earlier, man. Like, no, it was a miscommunication. Now I know what you're talking about. Don't worry, everything is sorted. Anyway, I'll send you the tracks on Monday. I'll send you the tracks on Monday. Cool. But now, one of the things, the reason I was saying always be ready is that if I was in a position whereby I'm not ready to run my own session, or be in a space whereby I have bought equipment or whatsoever, so that should any of these things happen, I have material. Yeah, I would have missed it because I could have probably said, I'm gonna keyboard or I'm gonna laptop or I don't have monitors, you know, or I can't use Logic, I can't edit, I can only play keyboards, you know. Then I would have missed it, you know. And so are many other opportunities that I received as years went by, you know. The being ready was always a thing. So learn whatever you can learn, even though there isn't any job application for it, you know.
All right.
So you just...
Cool. I think we must bring it to an end, to a close very swiftly. How many questions do you have, Lee? Ushap. Okay.
No, shout out to him.
So cool. 2 questions. One, what is your dream for the music industry?
Sure.
Let's be ready.
No, but look, I wouldn't call it a dream as such, but I think it will go back to what we spoke about earlier, the doing everything without fear, you know, because I think that's what's crippling us as a music industry. Because for example, especially in the gospel industry, we see people doing great things outside of the gospel music industry, right? And we see people doing great concepts, but we are always limited to same things. Like for example, if Leroy are man, I have a project, gospel, I already know, hey, this one wants to go to Playhouse now.
With cameras.
This one wants, they want Gold Reef City, they want to go to theater, you know. Whatsoever. So now it's that kind of thinking that's always keeping us very on the same standard. We can't even compete with the entire world music, you know. True. So I think it's high time that we break that. Break that. And I think that's where we will see our full potential as an industry, as a whole now, without now just it being pop and hip hop or whatsoever, or amapiano.
Yeah.
You know?
If you were to go back to your 12-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself?
Because you were stealing the keyboard then.
Yeah, I think for now I'll keep it into the music space. I would say learn more instruments.
Okay.
Yeah, because I did learn a couple of instruments and I dropped it. I played guitar, I played drums. When I got to the music school, they said I must stick to one at least, so that I don't become a jack of all trades, master of none.
Hey.
Yeah, but now I realized as I'm busy producing, I still need those sets of skills now, and it's becoming tricky. Yeah. I stopped playing drums because I'm a left-footed, so the configuration was a bit tricky. Yeah, so I just stopped. I'm like, you know what, this thing. But now yeah, so but anyway, yeah.
No, Lebo Morolo, thank you very much, my brother. Yo, it was we left out a lot of questions because I think Vele 3 hours, but we know that it was very hectic to put together this hour, but we truly appreciate it, man.
Thank you, gents. Thank you for your time.
Shout out to you, my brother. Thanks.